Welcome to episode number 6, número 6. Today we're going to be talking about some really cool music things that are happening in the music industry. Last week, as you know, we talked about banda and how it's kind of crossing over between the US and Mexico. And sometimes things pop up here or they pop up in Mexico first. And this next group, Grupo Firme, did a song called El Roto. It's number 15 right now on YouTube. The whole song is done in East LA. And so this is exactly what Broccoli was talking about last week, if you guys remember. As it's in East LA, everybody's wearing, it's
got that urbano look in there, huh?
I mean, I grew up in that neighborhood, East LA, Boyle Heights. The song is, it's banging. The song is just, it's on target. It's totally different than what we're used to.
Hey, Eric, you know, I saw the video of Grupo Firme, El Roto, and the guy's even like has his Benjamins and he's throwing that Benjamin in the air. It's ya no eran 20, eran cantidades grandes las que anduvimos moviendo. It's like almost like Tony said, video urbano, reggaeton meets hip hop meets banda.
And there's lowriders in the video. There's those lowrider bikes, you know, those really cool lowrider bikes.
I like that Lamborghini.
Yeah,
I bet you do. Eric, you can keep the bike. You can keep the bike. We'll keep the Lamborghini.
The new trend is like, hey, you know what? We got to look hype. We got to get those. Once we get those girls on, you know, out supporting us, we get the whole crowd following us and stuff like that too. And that's the way they, you know, that's the marketing. They're smart with the marketing. And look, it's working. Like Eric says, number 15 for, you know, urbano regional stuff. That's huge.
You know, it just broke on YouTube and it just.
Broccoli mentioned on the last show, you know, their marketing is totally different now. They're pretty much savvy with the YouTubes, with the Instagrams, with the Facebook and all that stuff. So that makes it more popular for them to get around than the older, you know, groups that they don't even have access, you know, to get a phone and pick up and know where to go. So that's pretty cool. That's huge.
Right. Yeah, the future is social. And speaking of social, I know there's some other news happening. So
un poquito de chisme.
Yeah, nos gusta un buen chisme.
What do we got?
Chisme, but you know, the golden couple that, you know, verse about 2 years ago, you know, Karol G and Anuel, they pretty much called it split.
Dude, wait, before we go there, dude, let's just talk about Karol G. She is banging.
She's hot. She's hot. She's hot music wise. And, you know, even like, I think like over 30 pounds, she said, you know what, let me get into the gym because the image that she was having, she was trying to change it. Now she changed it. If you see it online and social media, she really worked hard on the gym. And I don't know, maybe because she was breaking up.
I think they were even, I mean, they've been dating for about a couple of years. And I think they were engaged and they broke up their engagement.
You know, Anuel got a tattoo of her in the back.
So I broke it up. So what happened, Tony? I mean, what do you know? Have you heard like what,
according to the
cheating on somebody or was
a little bit obsessive? Like, you know, like he wanted to kind of control her. She was a little bit upset too because he had more fame than her. So, you know, this guy was actually paying for some of the shows for people to kind of like go in there. That's the rumors out there. So she didn't like that, you know, like she wanted to bright on her own spot, not because she's Anuel's girlfriend. And she's hot. She's dope. Yeah. But, you know, some artists hit bigger than others at their right time. Definitely.
They're both great artists. You know, more props to both of them, right?
And you know what? At the end of the day, I think, like they say, he was not giving her breathing space. So guys and girls out there, sometimes.
Did you say booty space? You know?
Becky, look at her butt. It is so big.
No, he said breathing space. Get your head out of the gutter, please. Come on now.
Breathing space.
Sorry. Where Eric's spine is at today.
Because by the way, Karol G does have a fine ass.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
To all agree on that. You know, but talking about reggaetoneros, the guy that's on fire is J Balvin.
Worldwide.
J Balvin is on fire. This guy has a whole new show in Vegas at a club called ZOUK. It's like this whole like NEÓN experience that he's doing. Vegas is reopening pretty soon, right, Tony? Vegas
Yeah,
is
so
opening for concerts.
The place that you mentioned, ZOUK, is the World Resort, the new Hilton. I don't know if you guys been in Vegas lately, but they're doing like a really big hotel. It's been
Please
there.
tell us. I heard you go there often. At least
you were there recently, weren't you there like a couple of weeks ago?
There, and I'm going in 2 weeks to actually do some venue scouting too. Hey, we got to start.
Nice.
So anyway, talking about J Balvin, he's going to be performing. It's a really good lineup. Karol G is actually on it too. As you know, September 15 through the 17. You know, we'll post the flyer in there. But making the story short, is huge because, you know, Vegas is contracting a lot of Latin artists, and of course, reggaeton being at his best. J Balvin, Mr. You know, he's worldwide. He's worldwide because global. You know, global because everybody. Scooter, what is it? Scooter Brand, his manager, and a good friend of mine, Fabio. They're doing killer stuff just to do all that booking and all that. You know, he has sponsors, so that's huge because you know what? Every time you see a Latino name in Vegas, it's a winning for everybody, I think.
The largest festival we have here, which is called Outside Lands Music Festival, which attracts about 150,000 people. In 3 days, just moved their dates to Halloween weekend in October. One of their headliners, guess who it is?
JBalvin.
Balvin, and he's performing along Vampire Weekend, Tame Impala, Tyler the Creator, The Strokes.
Nacho, I'm telling you, this is for reals.
The Strokes.
I mean, Strokes.
Lizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo. So it's a pretty fat lineup, and he's one of the headliners. So he's, you know, like I said, it's a great year for J Balvin. I mean, the guy deserves it. He's an amazing artist. You know, and talking about Latin artists, you know, making their presence known in these huge events. The Grammys just happened recently, and we had a few artists that Tonio and myself and Eric, you've promoted through LATINLIVE, were winners. I mean, Fito Páez won an award. Grupo Nietzsche, which myself and Tony have been working with for about, you know, the past 30 years. I mean, one of my favorite salsa bands from Colombia. I know Tony's a big fan. Natalia Lafourcade, which I had the pleasure to work with her 3 or 4 years ago, and she did 700 people, and now she's selling out these big venues, and she's winning Grammys. They're all amazing artists, and you know, Fito Páez is more like kind of rock en español, Grupo Nietzsche salsa, of course, and then Natalia Lafourcade is this a little bit more on the pop side. Yeah, they're all incredible artists. So,
you know, it's great. Like Adrian says, you know, Bad Bunny won, Grupo Nietzsche, that's personal friends of ours and stuff like that we contract. It was cool. And then I think they had like two other category people that won in there. So, you know, it's huge. And it's huge because once you get into the American market and you win, it's you know, they have the Latin Grammys and then they have the American Grammys. This were the American Grammys. So, you know, it's like, yeah, Grammys are for the industry, but guess what? It gets you more popular because people see you on the platforms and stuff like that.
So also you guys have heard, but part of the package, the $1.9 trillion that just got approved, $15 billion it's going to venues, basically live venues, to make sure that we're able to have live entertainment. By the way, also one other thing I wanted to kind of mention is Live Nation ended up raising $19 million for their Crew Nation.
I saw that.
Which also brings me to this next topic, which is a lot of people already are opening up. I mean, I saw this article, I wanted to mention it here, because kind of going to the extreme, Australia just announced a mandatory reopening of all venues.
UK as well. In the UK, they just announced a couple of big festivals. But it's interesting because other countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, they're actually shutting down again because there's a new strain. And even here in the US, like, you know, California has been very strict, but you have states like Florida, which I was there in December and it felt like COVID doesn't like the beach.
Texas is wide open.
Well, you know, the like to say New York, Miami, Florida, Texas, even here in California, you know, there's little pop-ups that are coming out, you know, not big shows. And I know we talked about the big concerts starting like in August and September. That's when we're going to start probably seeing the West Coast a little bit more, you know, in that point. some venues, like I mentioned, they're working like a percentage, you know, sell 50% tickets. Then we'll see 2 months before the show, see exactly where we're at. If, you know, if it's from red to orange to purple tier, whatever it is, that's the way that they're gauging it and stuff like that too. But answering your questions, you're seeing them, you know, you're seeing places like 1,000 people, venues doing stuff, not as crazy, but they're starting to. So like Adrian said, now we're looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully all this virus goes away. People are now getting their vaccine. So
correct.
You know, that's a big plus. That's a big plus. And
I
think, you know,
everybody should be vaccinated or have available vaccination by May, is what I heard, right?
That's what I heard too. I heard that by May 1st, they want to make it available to everybody. They have, I think there's about 120 million people that have been vaccinated, at least with the first one.
So I'm just saying, for this Cinco de Mayo, it's gonna be
I'm gonna have my own little bottle of tequila.
No, but you know what? Even though if you have your vaccine, you still got to be, you know, still wear your mask, wash your hands. Don't get that habit off, because that's what happens. Once you think, you know, it's like, it's green light, let's go, let's do it. No, because you don't know, you know, there's so much different stuff coming off, like you mentioned. Now we had the African one. We had one from, I think, UK. So, you know, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You know, it opened up.
Tony, of course, I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I can't wait to start working. I can't wait for things to reopen. But I think once the vaccinations, we have at least over half of the country vaccinated with both vaccines, you know, I think things hopefully will start reopening again. I really do.
Hey, well, the good thing is that the amusement parks are opening up. I don't know if you guys noticed, Disneyland is going to open up with 25%. But now this is something a trip, and I know Adrian is like dying.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
And I read it.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this. What's the?
So in California, all of the, like Tony said, the amusement parks have reopened. Roller coasters are reopened, but you are not allowed to scream. Now, screaming is a natural reaction. Let's go into a comedy show and you're not allowed to laugh.
I'm not listening to you. You're crazy.
It's kind of like, it's just some of these things, like, I just wonder, like, who's
Hey, but you know what? Whoever came out with the news, look, you got to have your mask on so you can scream. It's not like it's going to go away. So, you know, That was episode number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in week by week. Don't forget to sign up. Make sure to sign up, because get informed of everything that's happening around locally and globally. Más entretenimiento en Somos.
Adios, amigos.
Peace.
And this is Channel 2 Live.
Channel 2 Live.